Well, Keira, you've showed some really good improvement in the last couple of weeks. You're now into, for your last two papers, comfortable C's. So let's see if you can maintain this under test conditions. Right, the weight of a male year 11 pupil, grams, 65 grams, is really like, it's about the weight of an exercise book, I suppose. A kilo is a bag of sugar. So it's that you're looking for there, not that one. A cubic millimetre is about a grain of sugar. So that again is too small for a coffee or a teacup. That's what they're looking for there. Dover to Calais, a metre, 1 metre would be what you could pace. If you imagine the 100 metre race in a athletics competition is covered in about 10-12 seconds. So, excuse me, kilometres is what they're looking for with that one. And 210 metres again is a very, it's way too long for the length of a window. So you've got all of those ones wrong, unfortunately. So that's something that you need to give some thought to. 62 here is good, and you're showing your method, although as I've said to you before, I would rather you just put a little cross or a tick in the squares that you're including rather than colouring them in, because it's more difficult to see which ones you're missing out the way that you're doing it. So 8 for the first page. So those are right. What the rotational symmetry is, it's asking you how many times can you turn that shape and it remain exactly the same. So with this one, you can actually turn it 4 times. If you turn it once, that one goes to there, it looks the same. If you turn it twice, that one goes to there, it looks the same. 3 times and 4 times. With this one, it will only look the same if you turn it upside down. So it's only got 2 positions where it looks the same. Cylinder, cone, tangent is what we're looking for there, and that is a radius. Let me just check how tight they are marking tangent. Yeah, I think that you would get that. 6 for the page. That is obtuse. Perpendicular line is one that's at right angles to the line that's drawn. So what you do is you take your clear ruler, where you've got a line on the inside of your ruler. If you line that up with the line that's drawn, the edge of the ruler is now at right angles to it, and that means perpendicular. So if you slide it across until you get to C, and then mark it on, perpendicular means right angles. Putting that little box on it really shows that you know what you're doing. With this question, for volume, hopefully you can see that each of those layers has got 4 cubes in. So that back one has got 4, and there are 3 layers. First layer, second layer. If you put that cube in there, 3 layers of 4 cubes would be 12. And the units for volume is centimetre cubed, centimetre with a little 3 above it. So only 1 mark there. Impossible, unlikely, and even chance is good. That's good because we've been practicing that recently. Minus 50, minus 70, 70, 20. Well done. That's perfect. £2.40, 81 pence cheaper. That's good as well. So 9 good marks there. Well done. That's correct. If she puts a second class stamp on, she will have 10 pence spare, so that is fine. From Monday to Friday, she works 39 hours. That's correct. That's 4 hours more than she usually would. Then you make your mistake. What we're trying to find out is how much she gets paid more. She will get paid more for those 4 hours because it's overtime. So it's not going to be that. It's this value that we're trying to work out. So what you want to be doing is work out how much pay she gets for working the 35 basic hours So once you've got the 39, you've got the 4 hours, you then want to do 35, so basic pay will be 35 lots of £8.74. That works out to be £305.90. So her overtime pay will be the difference between what her basic is and how much she actually took home. So that will be the £358.34 less £305.90, which is £52.44. Now that's what she was paid for the 4 hours overtime. So that's for 4 hours overtime. So the hourly overtime pay would be £52.44 divided by the 4 hours overtime that she worked, and that works out to be £13.11. So that's the maths that you have to do. So unfortunately, beyond working out the 39 hours and the 4 hours, you've gone wrong there. So you are trying to communicate, but what you're communicating is incorrect. So there's only 1 out of 8 marks you're going to get there, unfortunately. So hopefully that makes sense to you. These, I'm surprised that you left out. These were something that you should be able to do. That one is going down, so it's either being subtracted by the same number, which it isn't, and if it's not being subtracted, then try dividing. 48 divided by 12 is 3, 12 divided by 3, sorry, divided by 4. 48 divided by 12, 48 divided by 4 is 12, 12 divided by 4 is 3, 3 divided by 4 is 3/4, which is 0.75. With this one, it's being multiplied by 3 each time. That isn't 12a squared. You've got a 3a and a 6a is 7a. Take away 1a is, 3a and 6a is 9a. Take away 1a is 8a. So have a look at the video clip for that one. Those are correct. So 4 marks on that page. That's good. You should be able to have a go at that. That's something that we did practice back in January. So have a look at the video clip, see if you can get your head around it. Your scatter graph is good. And the mean is 28. So what you now have to do is work out the sorry, it's 2 marks for that. 2 marks if you draw the line of best fit, which you haven't done. You've got to draw a line of best fit on your scatter graph, and it needs to go through the point 32, 28. So what you're looking for is to mark on your graph 32, 28, which is there, and make sure that your line of best fit goes through that point and lines up with many of the others. So that would be 2 marks to the line of best fit, and then it does show positive correlation. And then go back to your graph when x is 25. Obviously you couldn't do this because you didn't have your line on. Then that would be 21, so you'd use your graph to get that. That's ratio. We've practiced that recently, so have a look at that on the video. This is Pythagoras, which we haven't practiced, but again, coming from the higher tier, maybe that's something that you could remember. So 3 for that page. Have a look at the video clip for that. That's one that I thought you would be able to do, although this one I wasn't expecting you to be able to do. Yet anyway, we haven't practiced in class. And then the last few questions. 12n minus 5, well done. So 2.5 is too big, 2.4 is too big, 2.3 is too small, so your answer is one of those. You go halfway, which is too big, so x is 2.3. Well done. 9 marks on that last page, so that's a good page for you. Right, let's see what you scored. You've lost quite a lot of marks which on things I would expect you to be able to do. So certainly one of the things that you're going to need to do is go through those and make sure you can get them right over Easter. 8, 14, 18, 27, 31, 35, 39, 41, 44, 53. So that's a bit disappointing, considering your previous two papers, which were C's. So that's a grade D. It's not far off a C. You're only 8 marks from a grade C, and you've easily thrown away 8 marks in there. I mean, there's 4 marks there on that very first page that you should have got all right. So things like that you certainly need to practice.